I woke, choking. Something thick slid down my throat, warm, bitter, writhing. My jaw ached from being pried open. I gagged. Hands, bone. No, gloved, or neither. The taste was oil and rust, like chewed wires and rotten teeth. "Drink," the warlock said. "This'll steady your unstable mind." His pale face leaned close, skin pulled tight over high cheekbones. His eyes glowed like dying embers. His robe smelled of scorched parchment and moldy vellum. Around him, skeletal hounds crouched, twitching, their joints laced with rusted wire. My tongue felt sewn. My wrists were strapped in iron cuffs, etched with symbols that pulsed when I resisted. The warlock stood, waved a hand. The cuffs unlatched. "Go work." At first day I was sent to the lower passages, where flesh lanterns hung from hooks and whispered prayers in reverse. I had to smear blood paste along their skins. If I hesitated, they screamed. At the third lantern, one blinked at me. The eye looked human. I asked no questions. The other slaves kept their eyes low. Some bled from the nose. One chewed his fingers down to bone and still kept going. The air tasted like salt and mildew. The walls sweated something sweet. I didn't sleep. I just curled against the stone, waiting for silence to stop breathing. On the second day, I met Jun, the first person who talked with me in this place. That was what he called himself, or what he remembered. He had burned scars on his hands and eyes that looked away from everything. We were assigned to the feeding trench. The ghouls there were wrapped in chains that whispered curses. We tossed them bits of bone soaked in vinegar. Some wept, some tried to speak. One of them might have been my brother, or maybe he just had the same hair. John felt nervous until end of the shift. "He knows I took it," he said. "What? What are you talking about?" I hid it under my cot, just to look at it. I didn't mean to. I was going to put it back. He wouldn't tell me what it was. That night, I heard him sob. I didn't sleep again. Third day, we were summoned. 8 of us stood the ritual hall. The floor was wet. The warlock stood above us, robes trailing smoke that didn't rise. "Something is missing," he said, "from my storeroom. If the one who took it confesses, I promise no punishment." No one moved. He paced slowly between us, hands clasped behind his back. "Ah," he added, pausing. "I forgot to mention, the stolen object carries a marking that is hard to wash off. It leaves a trace that fades slowly unless removed properly." He reached into his sleeve and drew out a glass jar. Inside, an insect, white and twitching, with many wings. He opened the jar. It flew forward. One by one it flew us by, until it stopped, on June's head. June trembled. "Please." "I didn't know." The warlock raised a hand. June's body folded in half. A silent snap. His skin was peeled from muscle with a gesture. The skeleton was lifted upright by invisible threads. It clacked once and stood still. The flesh was sorted. Organs fed to the ghouls. Skin stretched for scrolls. The warlock never broke rhythm. No effort. No emotion. As if he were dusting a shelf. He gave the bug to a slave and told him to find what was stolen. We were dismissed. That night, I sat near the fireless brazier, hugging my knees. The ash drifted down like dead snow. Somewhere, bones cracked in a rhythm too perfect. Something hummed a lullaby backward. I could not handle it anymore. I finally slept. The floor beneath me felt like a cloud, and I was sinking in. Light stabbed my eyes. White walls, straight lines, cold. I couldn't move my arms. A strap bit into my chest. I blinked hard. A man was leaning over me. Brown eyes, kind face, young. His mouth twitched when he saw me. "Hey," he said softly. "You're back." "June?" No. This one was cleaner, softer. His name tag said, "Luis." "I'll get the doctor," he said, almost whispering. "You've been under longer than usual." I stared after him as he walked out, heart pounding. My arms were locked tight in a white canvas shell, a straitjacket. The room was small and smelled like disinfectant and plastic. Through the window, silver towers pierced a violet sky. Cars floated silently along thin blue rails. The door opened. A new man stepped in, older, thin, gray streaks in his beard, lab coat, clipboard, eyes like cooling ash. "Good morning," he said. "I'm Dr. Malk, remember me? You've had quite a stretch this time." I tried to sit up, failed. He pulled a chair close. "Do you remember what you saw?" I was in ruins, underground, chained. There was a warlock. He fed me something. My friend, June, he died. The doctor nodded slowly. Last time, you said you were trapped in a cave with a group. I know what I saw. He didn't argue, just wrote something. I asked, why am I in this thing? He met my eyes. More and more patients are trying to hurt themselves when they wake up saying they want to go back. Some jump out of windows. Others bash their skulls against the wall. A few simply stop eating. Luis returned briefly and left a metal tray on the bedside table. A sealed vial sat on it. Black fluid, thick like syrup, clung to the glass. My mouth dried. The stories are never the same, Malk said. One woman lived in a drowned city and prayed to a gigantic god with 12 mouths and tentacles. A man claimed he flew using a jade sword and killed demons. What does that mean? I whispered. He sighed. No one knows. Theories range from group psychosis to a failed experiment, but no government will speak. I looked back at the vial. What is it? A stabilizer for your unstable mind. It'll help you hold on to this world for longer. I stared at it. What if this isn't the real one? He didn't answer. I saw things, I said. I felt pain. I bled. It was real. He stood. And yet here you are. I turned my head. A window framed a city that gleamed like shattered glass under a cold electric sky. Hovering cars streaked past, their lights bleeding into towers that pierced the clouds. Dr. Malk offered the vial to me. Just drink, he said.